Hey, everybody. Good day, and good morning, and good afternoon. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for all of your provisions and for all of your blessings. Thank you for friends and family. Thank you for your goodness, your kindness, and your grace, and your mercy. And I ask that you would grant us wisdom and discernment as we come into the markets to execute some trades. Father, we thank you for everything that you've provided for us and for all the things that you're doing in our lives. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua, amen. All right. Let's check the news. Why is this loading to the day behind? Forex Factory, you're a day behind. Unemployment claims in half an hour. See if we get some movement off of that. Still got good volatility from the start of the week. It's still in there, so definitely just want to capitalize on all the movement. I mean, I want to. It's good volatility. And then, we've got ECB President Lagarde speaking at 12 p.m. Eastern. So that's 4 hours from now. Something to be aware of. Good morning, Vin. Good afternoon to you. How are you doing? Good to have you in here. How's your day been going? All right. Do you want to start things in Alveo or MT5 today? How do we want to break it down from the top down? Oh, I also need to make sure I got the starting balance. I started trading in demo. Sounds good. Starting balance 206.69. Oh, actually, I just wrote it down. I just actually won a trade. Started at 205. 205 this morning. Let's break it down in Alveo. Haven't done that in a little while. All right. Let's just go look at the daily. Just gonna get rid of all these chart objects. We've got this level coming into play That is the right on the 1.15, and we've almost ran into that this week. We almost hit it on, I think it was Tuesday. Didn't quite get there, but pretty darn close. Maybe good enough. It seems we've still got the bears more so in the market. We had yesterday. We had a bull candle come in with an attempt to make a move higher, and then we just consolidated a bunch. Like over here, this is the 15-minute chart. We just consolidated a whole bunch yesterday, which made for pretty good trading on my side of things. It's really choppy and messy for a lot of people. And then it seems like the pressure's still in it today. We've got a bear candle right now on the daily, and it seems like we want to try and break through and head back down, but for the moment, I think I'm gonna stick with mostly the bear pressure. Probably find some buys along the way as well, but it's a pretty strong down run. That energy still seems to be in there. So go down to the hourly. VIN is long. Yeah, I'm sure you can find a good long setup in there too. Got a pivot high up here, pivot higher. So if we're looking at how the pivot highs are coming in, what's going on here? We got our pivot low from a couple days ago, and we've got a new pivot high coming in. That was the London session low, right on that pivot. And we've been coming up from there, kind of just right in the middle of the London session range at the moment. So you can definitely take some profits on both sides. And we might do that too when we trade. Let's just throw another line on here. Come on. I think my trackpad's acting up a little bit. Kind of got this channel going on here. On the hourly. Drop down to the 15, which is over here right now. So I usually have this on the 5. The 5 or the 15 is where I keep this chart over here. So here's that 15-minute chart. Oh, there's just so much goodness in here. I'm just going to sell it, and I'm also probably going to go long when it pulls down the other way. As it pops down, I'll probably buy it. I just got to sell here too. Let's see what this run is though. Remember yesterday we did those price cycles, 60 pips. Wow, that's a good recovery from that down push from the Tokyo. I was short through that, made some money through those shorts. Let's see if I can load them up here. 10,500 to 10,600. So I traded into the afternoon yesterday through that consolidation. I made a good chunk of money, and then shorted through here through the Tokyo session. I almost held a trade too. You can see it closed right out here, but I almost just was going to hold on to it. But actually, if I woke up, that candle would have got me out anyway. So crazy strong bull run. So that really shows us those bulls are still behind this heavily. Remember, we measured yesterday, and those bull runs were bigger than the bear runs. And so here's more evidence that the bulls are still in there in a strong way. 60 pip run during the London session. So they are definitely still there. Something to take note of, that they are strong, those bulls. I'm going to short here. I'm going to do that on my other platform. So yeah, well, I definitely think that we can just take money on both sides, take profits on both sides of the market. I think, man, I don't even know. My initial downward bias just, I don't even think I'm biased one way or the other at the moment. Now that after looking at this and measuring those price cycles yesterday and seeing this bull run, like that's crazy. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, 6 or 7 minutes of mayhem. 50 pips of six minutes, almost 50 pips. That was that the news that did that? Was there news through the London? No, it wasn't even news. That's just those bulls showing up. Huh. So, yeah, I think we're good for both sides. And Vin's probably doing well on his longs. So here on the 1 minute chart, got this line. You know what? I'm going to move over to MT5 now. Now that the breakdown is done, let's finish getting that account into a live account. So let's go back over to MT5 now. And we'll put some lines on the chart to trade off of there. Got another one here. Got one up here now. We've probably got one right in the middle of those, for those highs. So there's some overhead resistance. And let's do the same on the bottom so we can go long also. It'd be good if we can play both sides. Okay, so we've got this spot in here. And then another spot here. Another spot here. Right in here. And then we'll have probably in the crotch of this pivot here. We got a pivot here and then an inside pivot there. So it's another spot right there. All right, I'm liking this because I love it when we can just be like unbiased. That's my favorite. That is when we just don't care which way it is. Just don't care. Okay, so I'm gonna just add one more short there. It's actually a little bit, I'm actually squeezing a little bit too much in. But I feel pretty confident we're gonna get moves on both sides. All right. Okay, so we got a pretty good setup here. 15 news in 15 minutes. What do you think, Vin? Do you have an idea of what the news is going to do? Sorry, my kids are being noisy. I'm just going to go remind them to take it easy. All right, taking a little bit of profit on that top layer. Just going through First Corinthians right now, and it's just so packed with so much stuff. I'm trying to make sense of it all. It's funny, I'm right in the spot where Paul's talking about uh, men and women with their head being covered, and it's so I'm just confused by what he's saying. it's like he's implying that hair can be a covering, like that it might be good for a woman to have her hair because it's like a covering. So does that mean that all men should have zero hair on their heads so that their head isn't covered? It seems to me that like hair isn't always a covering. Like sometimes it's implied as a covering, and then sometimes it's not as a covering. So I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it. There's a lot to unpack in these letters to the Corinthians. So we keep asking for wisdom and discernment. Man, my boys. Just tell them to be quiet and they're just full volume. I will speak up. I definitely was just mumbling. But I can't do much else for volume on my side other than just speak up. Hey, Vinny, are you on a laptop or a desktop? All right, just take in profits on that second layer. And we've got 8 minutes to unemployment claims. Okay, took profits on all those. On a desktop. Do you have external speakers or is it just the internal speaker from the computer that you're using? I'm just curious as to why yours seems to be lower volume on your end. Internal only. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. Does it make it better if I were to talk into the microphone like this close? Is it more clear? And do I need to speak as loud? Do I just need to have that mic a lot closer so that it sounds clear? All right, I'm gonna go long. Actually, I should just wait a touch. Don't rush, Josh. Let's wait for it to get down to that line. So it's better like this. So I should find a way to get this mic closer to me. So do you hear my boys in the background yelling then? Okay, so you just can't even hear them anyway. Okay, just going to throw a short back on here. I'm seeing that we've got this kind of like an M pattern coming in, this double topping type thing. And we've got 3 minutes to the news. Three minutes to unemployment claims. And I'm just going to back out for a second, see what this shape looks like on the 5-minute chart. It is a pretty good M shape, like a double topping type shape. So I'm gonna add another position and then take one of the take profits off. I don't know if it's going to go down. I'm just reading what I'm seeing right now, seeing this double topping pattern, and I'm relatively light, so I'm fine to just let that play out. Whether it's runs up and smashes stop losses, or maybe if it goes in favor, it's fine with me either way. Okay, 30 seconds to unemployment claims. And there's a good chance that we'll get profits for long and short during this news. So I don't know what it's going to look like, but let's see. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The spread's not even jumping. Oh, it's just right dead in the middle. 213K. So there's just nothing really. It's pretty much a non-event. Just a nothing. So in that case, when I see the news like that, I just kind of go technically off these patterns. So I'm seeing there's profit taking right there, and we've got this shape coming in. So I'm going to go off of that shape. I'm going to just lock this trade in, keep that secure. So that's going to be a win. And just do that on my other platform. Okay, it seems like that double topping M pattern seems to be taking shape at the moment. Just secure just a touch more profit there. And then I'll probably just let that sit. Okay, hit the stop loss for a profit. We'll see if it runs back up. I'm getting the impression we're going to just do a lot of chopping around for this session. Okay, so I'm just going to still take another short right here. And then we'll take profits on that short immediately. All right, what next? I'm just more hesitant to go long now because of this pattern that's come in. Before that came in, I was more okay to do both sides, but I don't feel like I want to fight against that pattern. Yeah, I'm gonna go long. the bulls are still in here. Even if this runs down a chunk, we should still see a strong bull leg. Probably not as strong as that previous one during the London session, but you can see that they're still in here. Like even if it's not that one, we've got this leg over here, which was a pretty strong bull leg. That was 20 pips right there. And then we've had this one also was 16 pips. This one was 16 pips. So they're still there. Let's take one more long right here. So David, who came in yesterday, he was another person that was in the apiary fund a long time ago. And we've just happened to stay somewhat in connection over on Facebook. And so it's cool to see him come in. He said that he comes into the market usually during the stock market open, I think he said. So in an hour, just took profits on that one bottom trade. And let's just get ready to do that again. Buy there. Here comes that down leg that I was thinking was coming out of that double topping pattern. It's okay, we should be able to make money both sides today. Unless this thing just rips down from here. I have to remind myself, like, the bigger picture, I had determined that we should be able to make money both sides. So I don't want to look too much at the small 5-minute pattern. Like that's definitely an indication of the direction, but the overall sentiment of the day really seems like sideways, up and down. So we're just sitting on this little shelf over here, back at the start of that big bull run. So there should be some support coming in right around here somewhere. Just add one more buy if we can get down to that line. Struggling to drop lower right here. And if we get an upward push, I'll probably just short it also and just take both sides of the market. I just want to capitalize on all the up and down movement. So at the moment we have a nadir candle right here. That's the low on that bear candle. So if we can break and hold that, then we've got a 3-bar reversal to the upside. And then we currently have consolidation inside that bar. It's very small, 2 pips. 2 pips of consolidation inside that bar at the moment. We couldn't make a new low yet. We just broke the high and then popped back down, so probably see another down push. And we're breaking it right now, so there's a good chance we'll see another down leg come in. There it is. Okay, almost at that spot where I want to get long, right about one more push down. One more push down and I'll buy it. Right there. So I'll add the long there. I'm going to stretch this one profit target up to about just under that high so I can make a little bit more profit on that one if it comes up. And now let's measure the price cycle down. So from top to bottom, we've now run 27 pips. So we're getting to that point where we should start to see a pullback come into the market. On average, anyway. Let's do another measurement to see where we'll be at if we get down all the way to the next line. So if we can get all the way down to there, we're at 36 pips. So that's another really strong spot for the market to pull back. So we'll get into a much bigger layer down here. And then we'll take some losses on these upper trades. And especially if we can get down to that bottom, be into a much bigger size. So we'll get into probably 4 trades down here, 4 or 6 trades. And then we'll get into another 6 to 8 trades at the very bottom on that last pivot. And then those will help us to make up for some of these losses up here. And we will just maneuver out, we'll wobble out of that. So that M pattern really did play out. Kind of wish I had hung on to. If I had not moved my stop loss down a touch, that trade would still be running. But it's okay. It is what it is. We'll just work with what we got. Okay, so a little bit of slowing momentum right in here. So we're starting to find that next spot where we can add in. Yep, right in here. So I'm going to start, just add one here, slowly fade in. I really want it to drop down to the line so I can get into a full-size layer, because just one trade's not going to do much good for getting rid of that loss up there. We need to get into a good stack, so we can eliminate these trades. So I'm going to just stretch this one out just a little, just because I want to make a little bit more on it if we're not going to get into a bigger layer. If we can get into some more, we'll just leave those at 3 pips. But that one's probably around 4 pips now, which is good. And we have a 3-bar reversal happening right now. Okay, taking profits on that one. So that was a good little trade, but not really big enough to get rid of these. So we'll just let it sit for now. I'm actually going to just short that too. Just add a short there. And then we'll just do the mirror image of what we just did on the way down. We're just going to mirror that as it goes up. We'll play off all those lines again. I'm going to put one more short right there, just because the strength is heading down now. And then we'll play off these lines. That way too, because I wasn't able to get into a good size trade down there. Now if it heads back down, I'll make some profits on the way down, and that'll help to get rid of these losses up here. So I'll take a few profits on the way down. I'll take some more longs again, and that way we get profits down and then up, and then I can take some of these losses off. Oh, we got a strong rebound coming in at the moment, so that's good. So I have one here and one here on the shorts. And so I'll get into 2 trades up here if it just keeps going up. And one of the best things about taking trades on both sides of the market is it really allows you to think critically without bias. Like, where is the market going? I don't really care because I'm trading both sides of the market right now. I know it can be a little bit, maybe a little bit confusing, but when you don't have much of a bias, your emotions are not tied so strongly to your decisions. You're just looking at the market technically, what's it doing? I'm just measuring the price cycles. I know my averages. I know where they usually pull back, and that's all I'm going off of right now. I know my measurements. I know my price cycles. Those are the things that help me to read the market language. Five minutes to the hour. We should see hopefully a bit more volatility come back in. And it's just a waiting game for it to do stuff. And I don't really care which way it goes. I just want it to go up and down. Okay, definitely a sideways market for the past little bit. We've got this small range now of 4.5 pips right in here. So if you are able to position yourself well, you could have taken some profits in that. I didn't quite get positioning for that to be able to get my targets in that little range, but it is a really small range, and my take profits are at 3 right now, so it wouldn't fit in there too well. Okay, we are at the new hour. Let's see if we get a little bit of volatility back into the market. Looks like it's trying to break up now. So hopefully we can hit that next buy target. Well, it seems like we're going the other way, so hopefully we can go down and hit the short targets. Okay, let's try and head back up now. It's struggling to head up, so I'm tempted to just start placing more shorts in here to try and capitalize on this little bit of consolidation. But okay, here we go. The energy's coming back in. Sometimes just gotta be patient. That little burst of energy. If we can hit that target, that will have been 2 layers of targets hit for the longs. So if we can hit that target, I'll remove the top one for a loss. That will be about a net, maybe a small gain or a break even on both of them. Because I'm taking a bit more. So, okay, there we hit that target. So now we'll take the loss on the top one right in here. And so we'll go to the history, and we took 215 and then a 205 and then a 415 loss. So we broke even, and we're going to add a short. Oh, oops, sorry. So we'll short here. And a second one. Then we'll place 2 more shorts at this top red line. And we'll also be taking profits on the long if it gets there. And then we'll get out of our longs completely. So we'll make a gain and then a break even on the very top one for a net win. And then position for the shorts. Okay, there's another profit there. So we're going to take off that last, oh, I need to make sure that I get that sell, or sorry, that buy off. I missed the top, so I need to let it get back up to the top so I can get a break even if it will let me. I want to get the break even off and then also get another 2 shorts on as we get back up to that red line. So remove the last short for a break even. Sorry, the last long position. We've got one last long position sitting right here. We're going to try and get that at a break even or a small win. And we'll replace that with 2 shorts. Okay, getting my finger on the trigger if we get an opportunity this time. I don't want to miss it this time, because I did just miss it that first time. It was such a quick flicker up. If we can run down and just hit a short target, we'll just take that. That's fine. And then replace it with a buy. Okay, seems like it's turning to the downside now. Just creating more consolidation here again. So I want to try and capitalize on this consolidation also. Okay, heading back to the upside, getting ready to get that last buy off for break even, and then add a short or two shorts as we can hit that red line if we can get there. It's struggling, so I'm going to be just getting ready. Okay, so now we got a strong candle close to the upside. Now we should hit that red line. So I'm going to get ready right in here, break even, and I'm going to put a short on at the same time. Need to get that off of. Okay, adding a short. I'm going to add a second short in here. We're just bumping right up into this old resistance level. So just going to add a couple shorts in here. And now we're completely out of the buys. And we actually we won going up. So we made money on the buys. And now we're just positioned for the shorts because we've got all that downward pressure. Now it seems like, I'm not sure if we're going to head down, but kind of making this V bottom now. So maybe we're going to go all the way up to the top again. I don't know. But we've made money on our buys, even though we took a loss. And now we're making money on those shorts. Perfect. And because the short pressure has come in, I'm not going to take a loss on that bottom one just yet. I'm just going to be slow. It's only a couple layers away, so we don't have to worry about it just yet. If the market starts coming down to here, maybe we'll take a loss on a small loss or a break even. But for now, let's just let it sit and see if we can turn it into a win. It's nice to be able to leave it open, and when you're trading this way, it just gives you so many opportunities for making money on both sides. And I'm trading light, so I can, if this runs up way against me, that's no problem. I'll just short it and we'll balance it out. We'll maneuver out of the losses later. But for now, we can just keep playing both sides. So there's more profits on the shorts. We can add a buy in here too. Let's do that. I'm just having to restart my Alveo because it's not loading all my orders. And so why did I buy? Because this market ran down 9 pips. What happens when you run 9 pips? It's the end of the price cycle on the 1 minute chart. So as it ran down, so I'm not sure if Alveo is getting in the way of what you guys are seeing or not. My Alveo is just trying to load back up. So and it's right on that shelf right there. So I'm going to just take profits on that short because it's that target was just a tiny bit outside. And that's really good. We've banked like almost $15 so far. We got 15 minutes to the market open. Hey Vin, if you're still with me, does it get too confusing if I'm doing both sides? I don't know if it does or not. It's how I trade when I'm on my own a lot of the time, and that's sometimes why I'll make a little bit more money if I'm just on my own because I'm happy to trade both sides usually. But if it's too confusing, I maybe won't demonstrate it too often, or maybe less. And so while this is just stuck in the middle, let's just pull up the trade history. And we'll have a look. So we got a bunch of shorts through here. Short, short, short. And then we started buying. Buy, buy, buy. And then we took profits on the buys here and here and up here. And we just took a couple losses, but for net wins on the buy. And we took shorts along the way and also made profits on the shorts. And so far, I haven't taken any losses on the shorts yet. Not really much of a need to just yet. So we're in good shape. Okay, you're understanding and following. Good. That's good. And you've been at this for a while, so I'm glad that you can follow along. For somebody that's newer, it might get too confusing, but glad that you can follow it. When you understand what I'm doing on one side, it's just the exact same thing on the other side too. It just looks a little bit intimidating when it's on the chart of both trades. Yep. Yeah, it's hedging. It just kind of might look a little confusing on the chart, but it's a good way to play, and it helps you to stay unbiased. And that's what we want. We want just critical chart reading without the emotions of being in a big losing position one side or the other. Okay, so as soon as we get down to this line, we can buy again. So one more push down, one more push. Okay. If it pops up, I'll also short it. Didn't get my buy on just yet. I want one more push down before I buy on the extension down. So either way it goes, I'm going to add a long or a short. So if it can pop up a little bit more, I'm gonna add a short right there. Uh-oh, my alveo's hurting. It doesn't want to load. Gonna have to try and close that and open it again. Yep, as long as you're profitable and capitalize on the moves. For sure. I mean, if you can make money on both sides, why not? Just gonna try and get Alveo to open back up. Come on, Alveo. All right, it's trying to make its way back down to our short target. And it's struggling, so I'm also gonna buy as it gets down to this low again also. Because we've got this consolidation now over here. Oh, you know what? Here's something I'm just picking up on. I gotta be careful. Is I'm seeing this. We've got this coming in right here. We've got this pivot here. And then we got another one here. And then we've got another one here. So that could send the market down. So we'll just see how this shapes up for a bit. I'm going to just be slower on my buys because of this pattern. I'm just going to be slower on the buys for now. I have one buy on. That this pattern could just fall apart in a matter of minutes, or it could shape up and start to move this down. So I think at this point, there's a good chance we're going to go down and test this low, which is fine. That will give us some profits on the shorts, and then we'll pick up buys again at the bottom. Okay, we just hit a profit on the short. And if it pops back up, we'll just add another short back on. Just like that, short it there. If it gets back up to the red line, I'm going to add another short on right at that top. And then, you know what, I'm also going to bring this target down on the buy. So we'll make a smaller profit, but higher probability to get out on that red line or before that red line. So just a small profit, but I'd rather just increase probability and get out of it with a small profit. And then we'll add to the shorts because we had this one leg down, pivot back up, and we're heading down again. So I want to, at any opportunity, I just would like to get out of that buy. I think it's too zoomed in. So if we get another pop-up, then that pattern is negated. We'll just take those pivot points off, or just not worry about them. Okay, coming back down to test that low. And I'm going to also take that profit right there, just because I don't want it to have to break. So there's profit on the short. And we can get back into a long right there. And try and capitalize on this consolidation now. So if we can get profits on that, I'll also just remove that top buy. So we're going to take a profit and then a short, like almost a break even on the other one. So right here, a small profit and then a small loss. And now we're just out of the buys and we net win. I'm going to add a short here. And there we go. Now we're just in shorts. And we're just about at the market open now. Stock market open. So we'll add another short on that line if it heads back up. Just gonna move these things out of the way. Okay, so I'll add a short there. Guess we didn't need to take that break even or small loss on the buy, but it's okay. We're still net winning and not caring about the small losses, just constantly mitigating risk and just staying in a really good level-headed mindset for good critical thinking. So we've got 3 shorts on. So if we get up to this layer now, up at this line, we'll get into 2 shorts. And then that will help to, we may have to get rid of that short that's down there. So we might have to take a loss on that one down there if we're traveling back up. So we can add a little bit of a bigger size on that line, and then we can mitigate the loss by getting 2 shorts up there and then taking profits and then taking a loss on that short. But that's just playing ahead though. We're not even there. Right now, we're still just cruising back and forth and making money both sides. Yeah, my Alveo is just not loading again. Okay, getting ready to add the shorts on again. Add one right here. It's just a tiny bit too soon. The target is sitting on that pivot there. We want it to be a little bit higher. Okay, just took profits on that top short. Didn't really get enough in to remove that bottom loss, so we'll just let it sit for now. Pops up, we'll try and get into another two. Or if it comes down, that's also fine also. All right, took profits on that one as well. And we just have two shorts left. And it seems like we've got kind of a double topping pattern coming in again from here and here. I don't know if that's gonna come to fruition or not, but it's kind of a little indication that we might head down again. All right, taking profits on that one as well. Just got one left sitting on there. And we took profits on that one. If it can run down, get to the previous low, I'll just buy that up as well. So now we're seeing a 13 pip run down. So I'm going to just buy one here and then also buy at the bottom. That target was a little bit too soon. That target should be under that red line. But we just took profit anyway, so we'll also short it. All right, just took profits on that one. So solid plays on both sides. All right, let's just wait and see what happens. Now that we gathered up profits on both sides. Are we going to continue down now? I'm not too sure. Let's just wait for an extension one way or the other before getting back in. Just always good to let the market reset once you've made some profits. So let's just let it go somewhere other than where it's at. Or you know what? Let's just end it here. This is a good place to end. Let's just we'll review what we did on the session, and then finish this up for today. So I'm gonna just get all these chart objects out of the way, just so that we can look at what happened. All those lines were good and they worked well for us, but it's getting a little bit messy. All right. So we started with our shorts up here. Got a bunch of them. Then we started buying on this leg down. Bought. We made money on that leg up. Took a break even, and I think we took one loss for a net win, and then we stayed short. Short, and then made more profits on the shorts. And there was a couple little buys in right in here, one or two. Okay, I'm actually just gonna, I'm really tempted to short, but I'm just gonna finish this up here. And then took more shorts all up here and more shorts for a solid finish with buying and selling. And we're at 230. So let's just see what we made. So $10,230.38 minus our starting balance. What's going on here? I know it was 205. My document that has my recorded values is just not working. So I know it was 10,205, and that equals $25.38. And then divide that by the 10,205. times 100. And that equals 0.25. So we made a 0.25% today. So we've been nice and consistent for the last, like this week, we've been making pretty much 0.2, 0.3% each session. So good and consistent. Nice way to end it off. And I think it was just good value on reading the chart technically and being able to play both sides and mitigate risk all at the same time. So let's just leave that one there, finish it off, and then it is Thursday. So tonight, well, for me, my nighttime, I'm gonna trade live during the Tokyo session. Thanks, Vin. Yeah, thank you. So if you can make it, that'd be cool. It's gonna be the first time I've ever